What's up, my good people? What's up, peoples? I'm here. Welcome to Good Music Monday. It's your boy Marcus Watson here once again to bring y'all some good positive vibes and uplift and bring some more intellect and insight on good people doing good things in this good world, my people. I hope everyone had a great weekend out there. I sure as heck did. There was a few things that happened this weekend. Obviously, shout out to my brothers on the move first and foremost before we go in. They hit like about 30 miles plus yesterday morning. I couldn't make it, but I send my love. I'll be with y'all next weekend, well, in 2 weekends for sure. Obviously, let's go with the big fight. There was a big fight. Okay, I gotta send. Wait a minute, I'm reading something. Shout out to my people in here too. Just try it again, bro. It's okay. There was a big fight this past weekend. We had two legendary fighters of all time, Mr. Roy Jones Jr. versus Mr. Mike Tyson. And to be quite frank with y'all, I thought Roy Jones Jr. was gonna pull the win off, only because I thought he was gonna use his agility, his speed, and everything, and just touch him some and win on points. But if you want to know the absolute truth, obviously I can't root against Mike Tyson, you know. So I wanted both of those guys to win, and they both won because they came out healthy and okay. And let's get to where we need to get. Obviously, let's get to where we need to get. Yeah, shout out to Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson fought Logan Paul or Jake Paul, one of the Paul brothers, you know. And shout out to both those guys. They stepped in there. So obviously we all saw, the whole world saw what happened to Nate Robinson, but I want to send my love and respect and to Nate Robinson for even getting in the ring, okay, for even doing what he did, okay. There's a lot of people that laughed at him and would not get in the ring at all, and those are facts, okay. So, you know, he didn't have the right game plan maybe, but he did do it. So respect to Nate Robinson. You always got my love, bro. You hold your head up high. You a king no matter what, all right? And that's what it is, man. So yeah, let's get to it, man. I think we might have some technical difficulties maybe with my guy trying to sign in, but we're gonna figure that part out. So before I try to log him in, I want to introduce him. Today, I always have a special guest for y'all every Monday, and today's guest, we have one of the best fighters in the world currently, right now, best active fighters in the world. He's a two-time world champion, He's a great father, great husband, great son, a businessman. He has one of the best podcasts, in the game right now. So make sure you guys follow Mr. Porter and check his podcast out because it's one of the best things going. I listen to it all the time. I play the video game and listen to his podcast. So yeah, without further ado, let's see if we can welcome in, most of all, like I say, a solid brother from another, Mr. Shawn Porter. Showtime Shawn Porter. Let's see if we can get him. Let's see. Damn. Okay. Well, looks like we got a small little glitch going on. That's okay. He said, I don't know if you guys can read the comments right now. He said that he wouldn't be able, he said he can't send the request. So, that's okay. That's the internet. Let me see. How do we do this? All right. Well, I guess right now we just, like I say, we got to wait till he come back in and see and figure out how we can get him. Mr. Shawn Porter he's in the building, but obviously he's not in the building right now. So yeah, let's go back to my boy, like I say, Mr. Nate Robinson, man. Respect to him. What did y'all think about the fight this past weekend? Were you guys pleased and satisfied with the fight? Let me see some comments. Okay. Shout out to Jay Dirt. I see you, Jay Dirt. You in here? I see you, Keisha Good. Yeah, let's see if we got something right here. Shout out to all the good people in here. Let's see if we can welcome my brother from another, Mr. Showtime, Shawn Porter. Let me see what we got, man. Lil Rob, I see you, Lil Rob. Yeah, I was hot too, buddy. That's my dog. That's my dog. Showtime. Showtime.
Yo,
Shawn, that's my guy. What's up, King?
it took me a minute, but it's on.
Oh yeah, it's all good. I ain't never worried about once you give me the word, we gravy, baby, and that's just how it is. It's all right.
So this what you got going on then that you was telling me about the other day, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just we bring it, like I say, Shawn. We bring in good vibes. We don't down talk nobody. You were probably trying to get the internet right, but I was just saying shout out to Mike Tyson and Roy Jones because honestly, Shawn, I was going for. I thought not going for nobody, but I thought Roy Jones was going to be able to use his his youth, I guess, and his athleticism and move around and touch Mike a little more. And, he didn't do that, but they all came out healthy, so everybody came out like a winner to me.
I think what we could see is that Mike really took this serious. I don't think Mike's intention with doing the exhibition, especially with Roy, was to knock anybody out. I really just don't think that's Mike's interest at all. I think Mike just wanted to get back in the ring. From what I'm hearing, he's making money and basically finding ways to help other people and give it to other people.
Yeah.
So you could see where his motivation to really do this was at. You could see where his determination and things like that was. And then you got Roy Jones Jr. who comes in the ring, and you just can tell that he didn't put his heart into his training. He didn't take it as serious. And I think it was very evident just by looking at his body that he just wasn't on the same level mentally that Mike was on. And I think that you've been in the game as long as you've been in the game. I think you recognize that quicker than a lot of people do because you see all of us all the time, and you can tell who's been working and who cares and who doesn't. You know what I mean? So I mean, and I'm not gonna knock Roy. I mean, if Roy's thing was just to, hey man, make some money and take care of my family and be seen again on the boxing scene, that's cool. But I find it very admirable what Mike's whole thing with doing this exhibition was, and he says I want to do it again. And I think now he got everybody's money. I think before people were like they wanted to see him, so they were gonna pay for it, but now we want to see Mike do it again. You know what I mean? So, hey, it had me hyped. I was excited about it. I thought it was good.
Hey, Shawn, I gave an introduction. I don't know if you heard it, but I said one of the best fighters, great father, great son, great brother, just all the way around, which really sums up you. So that's why I'm doing this to make sure I get the right people that are really doing good things in this world. And you've always been doing great things, and that's really said right there, son. I forgot to throw one thing in though. He's one of the best commentators in the business right now, and he's still an active fighter. So shout out to you, bro. You're doing a great job on that, Shawn. You know?
It's a blessing, man, for who we know to take the chances that they've taken with me and extend me to the networks and allow me to do that kind of work.
Yes,
It really is amazing, man. Like, I got football on the screen right now. Growing up,
yeah.
that's all I watched was football. I boxed my whole life and I played football my whole life. But when I wasn't boxing, it was like I really don't care. But football, it was like either I was playing it or watching it. And so my whole life, I always knew I was going to be broadcasting, but I don't know why I never thought boxing would be what I would be doing. But I love it, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, I never loved watching boxing growing up, but I love doing what I do now to broadcasting and all that. It's fun.
That's well said, bro. That's amazing, Shawn. Honestly, we're gonna get there too. I'm gonna touch on all of that stuff for you, bro.
I'm here all night, so it's whatever.
That's gonna go. We only got an hour, so we gotta try to get it in there. But Shawn, check this out. I also want to, before we go further and talk about you more, Nate Robinson. I told the people, I don't know if you heard me. I said salute to Nate Robinson. No matter what, he got in the ring. There's a lot of people laughing, but a lot of people would not take that challenge.
You know what? Let me say this about that. I think a lot of people, well, you got everybody. If anybody who used to play basketball or they never played basketball, oh, why he didn't pass the ball? Oh, why he didn't shoot the shot? Oh, why he didn't block that? He could have stole that. He could have rebounded. Everything we at home, we pros. In our own home, we pros. But it takes but it takes something a little different to actually get in the ring and do it. And so on one hand, yeah, commend him for doing it. For like, it take a lot, and I know he found out exactly what it takes to get in the ring and do it. But on the other hand, I feel like if anything, this should be a lesson to anybody out there that think they can just do it. Ain't even gotta be boxing. You think you can hit a baseball? That ball is 40 miles per hour and you missing. Forget it coming 80 or 90 or 100. It's coming 40 and you missing it. You know what I mean? So everybody got to slow down, check they pride at the door, and especially when it comes to boxing, think twice, maybe 4 or 5 times before you get in the ring.
Facts, bro. I appreciate. Hey, you hit it right on the knob. Look, you hit it right on the knob, bro. Because those are facts. Like,
but honestly though, the best thing he could do, and I know it's gonna be some people out there that don't feel me on it, but the best thing he could do is come back and try it again.
Bro, I said the same thing, man. He got in there. Way to go. Go ahead. Look, Shawn, you know like I know. We both know. And everybody, and there's other people that know as well. The thing is, I don't know if he, like you said about Roy, I don't know if he took it that serious. I was talking about Nate, Nate may have not taken it that serious. He might have thought it was just going to be like this promotion. And you saw it, bro. You can't go in there just like think you will knock somebody out, like so.
Like, if we want to stay there just for another second, I really do think that it was like a rude awakening for him. It was like, I think, and maybe it's like everybody say, why do deer freeze when they see cars coming and the lights hit them? And that's what it was for him. Even though we seen him going after Jake Paul, he was going after Jake Paul with emotion. He wasn't going after Jake Paul with the things that he was training to do. I saw some of the training videos, and I was like, okay, if dude come out and use a jab, I might trip if I see him using a good jab. But he came out and he just, with his raw ability and also with his emotion, that's the way the fight went. So now, and here's another thing we know, Marcus, we all know that when a guy get knocked out, 2 or 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes later, they good. Oh, I'm ready to go. I'm good, man. I wish I had that moment back. Once it's done, that adrenaline comes down, you able to think clearly, you can do it again. So I think that if he had another opportunity to get in the ring and box, I think emotionally he'd be in a different place. And I think we see him perform a lot different than we did in this one.
Hey, perfectly put, Shawn. I agree with you 100%, bro. And like I say, one more time, shout out to Nate Robinson. Nate, if you see this, bro, we with you. We with you. The Porters and the Watchers are with you. Maybe next time, give it Kenny Porter. You know, give it Kenny
Hey,
Porter. You
hey,
know,
my dad is he's in the training business. He does
come
not.
on.
It ain't just about me. You know what I mean? It just happens to be that way. But I know if somebody like that, if anybody who wants to train with my dad, as long as he's got the time and he see you committed, he gonna go for it. But last thing I'm gonna say about it, when the fight started, I looked at my wife. I said, love, he's gonna get knocked out. And we both were kind of the whole about everything that was happening. But I said, love, he's gonna get knocked out. And I repeated it. She said, oh, really? I said, listen, he's gonna get knocked out, but he's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It happens, and he goes down, and she's like, oh, I feel so bad. I said, love, let it go. I said, he's fine. Yeah. It's just like when Rosario got knocked out with the body shot that Jermell Charlo hit him with. Right. He never got hit with a punch like that before. And emotionally, he didn't know how to handle it. And that's the same thing that happened with Nate. I encouraged Nate to do it again. Because it was entertaining until it was a wrap. So I encouraged him to do it again.
I agree with you 100%, bro. I agree with you 100%. Well said. Shout out to every once in a while, shout out the good people in here too. Shout out my nephew, Skyler, in here. He said, my nephew said, send Nate to 10 Goose Boxing Gym ASAP because we train, in the Valley.
Right.
That's absolutely. I think we all saw that though. We saw Shawn. We saw off top. It was like, dang. It was bro.
Because when both guys is raw like that, I think that's what a lot of people like about those fights with those big knockouts. When you got two raw guys in there like that, it really is a matter of who hits who first. Because let's not fake the funk like Jake Paul is all that. Because he ain't all that. He's definitely got more fundamentals and things like that. He's trained longer and all that. But I mean, let's not fake the funk like he can get in there with a world champion and do what he did to Nate Robinson. That ain't gonna happen.
Come on, we know he'll get embarrassed with any real fighter, bro. Even a C-list real fighter, bro.
But let's keep it real. He playing his cards right, and from a business standpoint, he doing the right things. You know what I mean? He ain't doing too much. You know what I mean? So he's still doing his YouTubing and his social media stuff. And he's smart. He know that's where he gonna make his money. And he know as long as he live like that and he get in the ring with somebody who ain't all that, then he gonna be able to live and say he a fighter,
Facts. Hey, Shawn, facts, bro. 100%. Like I say, shout out to Paul too. Him and his brother, they're doing great. I like it. That's good, man. Respect. I'm all for people doing good stuff, and you can tell he takes it more serious. And he's been fighting a little more,
Yeah,
so.
And absolutely. And my last disclaimer to that, I've had people ask me, what do you think about these YouTubers and things like that getting in the ring and making all that money and they don't train and haven't done it. I said, man, to each his own, man. If you found a way to make some money and that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. I said, am I the kind of guy that wants Jake Paul in my undercard? No, I don't, because he hasn't the craft. And the art of boxing. That's what I love, and he don't got that. So, but the dude make money, so go ahead and get it, man. I'm happy that he was able to make some money, and I'm happy he represented Cleveland the way he did.
Hey, facts, Shawn. But wait, let me hold you on that real quick, and then I want to get into our stuff. But I know you're happy for him because I know you're not a hater, bro. You might as well tell the people. I'm gonna start, and you tell the people. So when we first kind of when everything came into fruition, and we linked up, the Porters and Heyman and Watson, crew. Why I will always respect you, bro, because you told me off top. You said, what'd you say? Like, tell the people, bro.
So here's the thing, and this is like the whole thing with the Porter Way podcast. We do things the Porter Way. We're not talking just about PBC fighters or just about the fighters that are big time. Like, we trying to incorporate everything and make it, because that's what I am. And so a part of me is I don't really like to do what other people do. And so that's a part of me. That's my dad. Like, we the Porter Way. Like, we do things our way. And once I knew
And
that I was about to start fighting under that PVC banner,
before PBC though, you were there before PBC, bro. Let's get that straight. You
I
know,
didn't know how to. I said it the best way I thought I could. I should. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I said it the way I thought I should. So we're just gonna go with PVC. Back in 2010 when I started fighting with you guys. We were watching some fights, and I tell my dad, I said, are they gonna get in the ring with me when I fight? My dad said, he looked at me, said, yeah, that's a part of the thing. Why? I said, I don't know them. And my dad said, yeah, okay. I said, well, I don't want them in my corner because I don't know them. And I told my dad, I said, you know me, everything has got to be like family. I said, I don't know them, so I don't want them in my corner. He said, well, we'll talk to whoever we need to talk to and we'll figure it out. Got on the phone with the big man. He says, listen, he says, let's try it out this one time. And if you don't like it, then we'll move forward. And so I think you was like, I might have been giving you the stank eye or something. Basically like, yeah, this is the first and the last for you.
Yeah.
And I told you after the fight, I said, man, listen, I said, there's something about you, man. You are exactly the kind of people I could rock with. I said, be honest with you, I didn't want you in my corner before I met you. I said, but from now on, you got to be there. And it's funny because one fight I had, you called me and told me you weren't going to be in my corner. And I'm like, man, we've been rocking the way we've been rocking as long as we've been rocking. I don't give a damn. Like, you still there. So, and you'll be there after the fight. You know what I mean? So we definitely are. You know what I mean? Like, in a lot of ways, we like family, man. I appreciate it.
I love it, Shawn. Well said. That's great. I was there when we had to cut some hair off, bro, right? To make weight.
Yeah. Hey, you so funny because you looking around like, KP, we gonna do this? And KP like, yeah. You like, get the scissors. You know but that's you, and that's been you since day one.
Come on, bro. You know, I was with you. I felt bad at the time too because but that's that. Hey, Shawn, let's get it before we get kicked out of here, bro. This is great.
Let's do it.
So I need to know, Shawn. I need to know, the good people in here need to know. Shout out to my bro T. Scotty. Shout out my Uncle Bob. But so how was it growing up in Cleveland, bro? Like, you grew up in Cleveland, Ohio? Is that correct?
I spent my early childhood in Cleveland. My dad got me out of Cleveland when I was I think I was officially out of Cleveland when I was about 11 or 12. And we moved up to the suburbs of Akron. Most people know Akron from LeBron James. And I actually played football at the same recreation that he played basketball at.
Nice.
So it was like coming out of one hard hood ghetto. And essentially what my dad wanted was he didn't want me to grow up in that type of atmosphere, but he wanted me to understand that atmosphere. And so what he did was he moved us to the suburbs, predominantly white, basically all white. I saw probably 10 black people when I was a junior or senior in high school, whereas when I was 11 or 12, I saw maybe 2 other black people, you know what I mean? So, but my dad was like, you'll grow up here, but you'll play ball over there and you'll box over there because I need you to understand both. I need you to understand what these white people are about and what they can do, but I also need you to understand who you are and where you come from and how I need you to be when I'm not around. You know what I mean? So I grew up seeing it all, understanding it all, but not having to be a part of it all. And I think it worked out for the best for me.
Nice. That's good. So with that said, was it boxing always for you, or was it something else early, bro?
It was always football for me. Boxing was literally, here's how I got into boxing. My dad was a boxer. And when I was living in Cleveland, my mom would take me up to visit my dad on the weekends. He would be at the boxing gym on Friday. We would get dropped off at the gym, and then we go spend the weekend with him and go home. My dad got this crazy idea of the number one rule he had for the gym was you can't sit down when you come to the gym. So I'm like 5 years old, and when we would come to the gym, my dad said, put your stuff down and get in the mirror. And I'm 5 years old in the mirror working on my basics and fundamentals of boxing. And so you imagine being 5 years old and basically kind of like just tossed into the sport. It's like 6, 7, 8. My dad never asked me if I wanted to box. It just was a part of what we did. It was at home. And when I turned 8, we going to get boxing licenses.
Man,
okay.
That's tough.
You go get boxing license, and the first tournament's in Toledo. Y'all want to go? Yeah. and it's been like, and that's how it's been since day one. Everything my dad's asked me to do, I do it.
That's tight, Shawn. Hey, Shawn, I say once again, every once in a while, I'm gonna salute you, bro.
Go
But
ahead,
salute
man.
for sure.
Yeah.
Salute to
Appreciate
you.
that, man.
Salute
Yeah.
to Kenny Poole. Shout out to my brother Lamana here. My brother Lamana's in here. He has a son that goes. I want to say you met them. Matter of fact, his son plays football. He played football at Calabasas.
Yep.
And
Yep.
he's at Rice University playing too. So that's good,
nice.
man.
Yeah.
So who? All right. Well, with that said, who or what were your inspirations, like influences as a youngin, bro? Like,
So, hey, so people don't know this, but I just had Tommy Hearns in my studio. Just interviewed him for my podcast. I think we're gonna release the episode on Thursday or Friday. We might release it on Friday. So again, my whole life was football. Barry Sanders, the Bus, Jerome Bettis, Charles Woodson. I mean, all of the great football players. Those were my inspirations. But my dad was
Sanders?
Huh?
Barry Sanders?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Barry
Yes,
and Dion is my 1 and 2. Actually, Charles Woodson is my 1, and then Barry and Dion is my 2 and 3. But my dad said y'all need to watch these boxing fights, and he tossed in the first fight I remember ever watching was Tommy Hearns versus Marvin Hagler, and that kind of was the thing for me. When I saw that tape, I was maybe 9 or 10, but when I saw that tape, it was like I was hooked to what they did, and here's how I connected. I was hooked to, I could hear the crowd, and
right.
I could see the crowd jumping up. I remember it vividly, and I remember like from that point on, like that's what I want. Like I want, whether it was I was playing football or basketball or boxing, I just wanted whoever was watching to be so excited and be so filled up in the moment that it was electrifying. And in a lot of ways, I've never told myself to do that as a fighter, but a lot of people say that I'm exciting, and it's just a part of who I am. I want to be exciting. It's not that I tell myself to do it. It's a part of me. And it came from that tape, Tommy Hearns versus Marvin Hagler. Yeah.
Shout out to Tommy Hearns, bro. You know that's the big homie right there.
Yeah.
Shout out to his son Ronald Hearns too. He ended up boxing, had a good career too.
Yep.
Wow, that's perfect, Shawn. Because with that said, bro, I would like to know. You had a excellent amateur career, bro. The whole real knows that. If you can look that up.
Yeah.
Shawn Porter had a great amateur career.
Yeah.
So with that, how was that experience for you, bro? Can you give us some like insight? Like how was the amateur situation for you, bro?
I loved it.
I
loved it, and I miss it, to be honest with you. And I don't think it's not the same as when I was doing it, and I don't think it'll ever be the same. The quads that came before me, the Olympic quads that came before me, I was watching guys like Slick Rick Williams from Cincinnati. I was watching Juan McPherson from Cleveland, Ohio. 2000, 2004, and 2008, and 2012. I believe 2016. Cleveland puts boxers on the teams every single year. And so when I was watching those guys, it was almost like I just wanted to do what I saw them doing. I was able to travel to Africa, China, Brazil, Venezuela. I've traveled the world boxing, man, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else, man. I have a great time. People wonder why or how Terrence and I could be good friends. We spent a lot of time at the Olympic Training Center together in Colorado, and we've traveled to Venezuela together. We traveled to some other cities together and things like that. And so even though he's from Nebraska, yeah, I was gonna say Little Rock. Even though he's from Nebraska and I'm from Ohio, people wonder like how we had that kind of connection is because we were both winners and they put us on the teams together, and we had a genuine friendship from that. You know what I mean?
That's tight, Shawn. That's
what
amazing.
You get from the amateur program, and that's why I would recommend it for anybody who has young kids that want to get them into boxing. Start in the amateur program. That's where you're gonna get your fundamentals, your basics, and that's where you're gonna be able to grow as a fighter. All of the champions you see now were Olympians back in the day, were high-level amateurs back in the day. So anybody that think they son can be a great in boxing, they got to start in the amateur program.
That's tight. Well said, bro. I see one of my friends in here, Jazz. Shout out to Jasmine. She's got a son, Lil D. He's boxing as well. So there you go. That's perfect, bro. That's great. Thank you.
Keep it going.
Hey, Shawn. Well, I need to know personally, and the people need to know. Can you give us, if you don't mind, can you give us 3 of your toughest fights with somebody that end up as an amateur though? But these guys end up having a pro career, you know, like a cool pro career.
It's crazy because I've been in the ring with some guys, man.
I know.
I had Daniel Jacobs on my show last week.
I saw it.
Me and him fought about 6 times in the amateurs. The first time we fought, I think we both were 14, or he was going on 15. And then the last time we fought, we were at the Olympic trials. So we fought. The first time we fought was at a national tournament, National Silver Gloves. He beat me and won. And then the last time we fought was the Olympic trials in 2007, and he won that too, man. Them was some bangers I had with him. Also, Demetrius Andre, who's a world champion right now, and I think the most notorious one right now people talk about and can't believe, I fought Alexander Usyk in the amateurs. I believe in 2007. We fought at 165 pounds, and he's a heavyweight now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's tight, bro.
Yeah.
That's tight, man. That's amazing, man. Shout out to Daniel Jacobs. He just had a win over Gabriel Rosado. Shout out to Gabriel Rosado as well. That's cool, man. I had a phone call in the middle of that. I'll tell you who it was in a second because you know who called me too. It's a guy that you know. Anyways, so nice, Shawn. So let me ask you: Were you playing high school football at the same time? Like of all this?
Yep.
So how was that, bro? Can you give us so how was that? How'd that work? Like who was going on there? You were playing in boxing?
I won the Junior Olympics when I was a sophomore in high school, and the trip that they were taking those champions to was to Sweden, and I was playing football at the time, and I told my dad I didn't want to go to Sweden because I wanted to play ball. And I really didn't understand the difference at that point in time. He did, and a tough pill to swallow, but he swallowed the pill. He says, "Okay, play football this year." He said, "But you're gonna win it next year, and when you win it, you're going wherever they tell you to go. I don't care where it is." And it's the funniest thing too. Funniest thing. The next year, I knew it when I won it. I knew I was gonna have to leave. And sure enough, I was a junior in high school playing ball, and I had to miss a game. I wasn't going to Sweden. I was going to Colorado Springs, Colorado, because I won the national tournament. And I told my dad that year, I said, "Okay, if I miss this year, then I'll go next year." And so I ended up missing the game to go to Colorado Springs. And I played football and boxed my whole life up until I was a senior in high school and graduated.
Nah, that's cool though. That's perfectly put, bro. That's well said, man. I like that, Shawn. So then, all right, let me ask you. So look, what made you choose boxing over football, bro?
Man, you know what? I told the story that my dad didn't want us growing up in the rough neighborhoods and having to deal with bullies and having to deal with drugs and things like that. And so my dad took me out of that environment. But we at least in my mind, we didn't have what I consider to be a lot. You know what I mean? We were eating peanut butter and jelly every day. You know what I mean? We were eating bologna sandwiches every day. And when I was a senior in high school, what happened was I took a look at my future in football and my future in boxing. And I came to my dad and I told him that I wanted to turn pro. And he looked at me and said, "What about college football?" And I kid you not, like my whole goal in life was to play college football. There was nothing else I wanted to do. I understood. I got to a point where I understood I wasn't going to the NFL, and I was like, all right, as long as I play college ball, I'm good. I'll box after that. And I got to the point where I was a senior in high school, and I was like, man, I'm gonna go play for some another sorry team, and I ain't gonna do that. I'm just gonna turn pro. And I came to my dad, told him I wanted to turn pro when I was a senior in high school. The funny thing was, he said, "Why don't you go for the Olympic Games?" And I said, "No, I want to turn pro now. I'm ready to make money." and he looked at me and says, "Well, I think you can make the Olympic team. I think you should stick around and go for the Olympics first." I stuck around 2 more years, and it ended up being the best decision of my life. I was able to grow. I was able to get a little bit more experience, and as far as boxing, I was able to travel a little bit more, and I turned pro right on time. I didn't turn pro any sooner or later than I should have. You look up some odd number of years later, I'm a professional world champion, and I don't know if that would have happened if my dad had taken that chance 2 years prior to when I was 18 or 19, telling him that I wanted to turn pro. So, for anybody out there that say that I'm riding on my dad and I do whatever my dad tell me to do and all that kind of stuff, I am where I am because of my dad, and I don't hate it. And if y'all do, then y'all don't go on with me. You know what I mean?
Big fact.
I don't have to read the comments, nor do I. You know what I mean? But I hear from the grapevine that a lot of people that they don't understand my relationship with my dad, and the fact of the matter is, it's not for them to understand. He's good. I'm good. He got fast cars. I got fast cars. We were about to take him out the other day. I mean, if y'all not living that life.
Facts. Hey, facts. That's perfect, bro. I like that. Shout out to some good fathers in here that's taking notes today. Shout out to my brother Steven Sapp, my uncle Bobby Brown. Shout out to my boy Aldo. I see it's going. The internet's messing up a little bit, but you're good, Shawn.
Yeah, my fault.
Hey, Shawn. I'm gonna ask you this question and answer it. I'm gonna grab something, so don't even worry. I'm gonna be out to sea for a second, but I hear you. So do you feel that football helps you with boxing or no, bro?
Football definitely helped me with boxing. I mean, I think it's a lot of things that I trained to do as far as football is concerned that I was able to kind of translate in boxing, and I think vice versa. I was always well conditioned for football because of boxing, and I think that my mental toughness and the mental edge that I have in the boxing ring, I think some of that comes from football as well.
Yeah. That's tight. That's perfectly put, bro. I agree. I think that all parents should let your kids play like all sports early, like and figure out what you want to do, and I think it translates to whatever sport you're trying to do. If you play the more sports, the better,
Yeah.
So that's cool, Shawn. I would like to go with I got to go here because it's Good Music Monday. What kind of music were you listening to around those times? Do you remember, bro? Like in high school, what was the music that you were vibing to, bro?
Oh man, right off the top of the head, like I think 50 was hot back then. When I was in school.
Bone Thugs?
Huh?
Bone Thugs?
No, you know what? When I still got Bone Thugs on my phone, and I'm on some Bone Thug stuff all the time. My wife said, "How do you listen to Bone, but you don't do anything that they rap about?" I'm like, for me, it was they sound, and it's where I came from, so I listen to it, and I love it. You know what I mean? So
I agree.
But when I was in high school, no, I've always been an R&B dude. You know what I mean? So
okay.
When Love Calls, like like stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's my vibe and my groove. Old school.
I love it.
Anita Baker, Luther Vandross, New Edition, Levert. You know what I mean? Like old school. I'm old school at heart, man.
Yeah. Same here, King. I'm with you.
I turned on. I seen you had a like a promo thing of me, and you had the Frankie Beverly going to it.
Come on, bro. You know what's up. There you go.
I was like, I was stuck watching it. I was supposed to be sending a request, but I wasn't watching
it. You heard that? Yeah, that's tight. I love it, Shawn. Great. Hey, Shawn, let me ask you. So do me a solid, bro, because a lot of people don't know when you turn pro, you were middleweight. Is that correct?
Yeah, when I turned pro, through the Olympic program, I was 165, and then when I turned pro, I was 154. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you're a bigger guy naturally. So now I need to know, and the people need to know, because we need to know. We all need this. Everybody, listen up close. So can you talk briefly about your diet? Are you strict all year round, or is it just fight time? How do you do that, bro? You know.
When I first started doing it, moving down, what happened was my dad says, if you can make 147, that will be the weight for you to campaign at and the weight that you'll become a champion at. He says you can fight at 154, and I'm not worried. You can fight at 160. We've seen you do it at 165. He said, but in the professional ranks, you want as much of an advantage as you can have. And you moving down to 147 will be more of an advantage for you than fighting at 154 or 160. He says, let's just see if we can get there and see what happens. At that point in time, I hadn't been 140 anything, so I was like 14. So I rolled my eyes. I didn't let him see it, but I was like, yeah, I ain't making 140 anything. What are you talking about? Man, we started creeping it down, and basically what it was we never let off the gas pedal. We would have a fight, and right after the fight, we would go right back into training. We didn't have training camps. We would go right back into training, and as my dad say, it was a way of life. It was a way of living. And so for anybody who's wanting to lose 20, 30, 40 pounds, you got to change your lifestyle. You got to understand that there's certain things your body can have and certain things your body can't have. And then along with that, of course, the hard work. And so we started working down to 147, and I'm like, damn, I made it. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna front with you. When I made it, I was like, damn. Now he know I can make 147. I ain't got no excuse now. Like I got to do it. You know what I mean? So I really need to do. I really bought into what my dad was trying to get me to do, and I was able to do it. And again, like I said, we didn't really take any time off. We went right out of fighting into more training camps and into more training, so that I didn't have a chance for my weight to go any higher or anything like that. You look up X amount of years later, and I've kind of learned the tricks. I've kind of learned how to dibble and dab with some fried chicken here and there, some cookies, like basically every other night, you know what I mean? And then once that time comes where I got to really buckle down, that's what I do. I buckle down, I let go of the sugar, I let go of the fried food and things like that. And I just put really clean, healthy food in my body. And you do that, you do that for a consistent 2-3 weeks, you'll see your body change. Not only that, you'll see your energy change. You see the way you think and the way you move, all that kind of stuff will change. It really is worth it. It ain't about the money. It ain't about the way you look. The way you feel and the way you act and who you become because of getting healthy food in your body is amazing. And I encourage a lot of people to do it.
Facts. Hey, facts, Shawn. That's perfectly put, bro. Once again, shout out to your mother and father. All right, shout out to your mother and father. But shout out to you. Shout out to you for listening, bro. You did a great job, Shawn. You listen, you focus, dedicate yourself, and I gotta say it. You're not saying it because I know you're a modest, humble guy, but you listen, focus, and you become a millionaire. You know. Shout out to your guy.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, buddy.
Shout out to you, Shawn.
It's been amazing.
Great.
Man. It's been amazing.
You're the man, bro. So Shawn, let's go with right now, bro. Is there any fighters in the welterweight division that you would love to get in the ring with?
I think right now, the list is very thin for me.
You've been in there. You've been in there with shit,
and
with
I've
the
been
best.
In the ring with all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which that gives me more. For me, at least, it gives me more reason to want to get in the ring with Terrence Crawford. That's the one y'all ain't seen me with. You know what I mean? That's the one that is now it's him. Before, or it still is Errol Spence. Errol Spence was the baddest man in the division. And my whole thing with that was I want to show y'all that I can beat him. I want to show y'all that I'm the guy. You know what I mean? And it really is not, for me, it doesn't matter that people don't consider me to be the dude. What matters to me is that when y'all see me get in the ring with those other guys, y'all eyebrows raise up.
Wait, I'm sorry, Shawn. I gotta stop you right there and then you continue. But no, I heard what you said, but I gotta let you know that I be with people, and they talk and people talk. And they do see you as the guy, Shawn.
Yeah.
Just so you know, right? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you earned a lot of people's respect, bro. They
I
know.
let,
They know.
I let everybody else say it, man. But I just saying that to say, you know, when I've been in the ring with Keith and I've been in the ring with Danny and I've also been in the ring with Earl, those are humongous fights back then and they're humongous fights now. I think all of those fights are competitive and anybody can lead the ring the winner. This fight coming up Saturday, I'm gonna tweet who I feel is gonna win the fight after the first round. I need to see the first round. But for me, when you ask me who I want to get in the ring with, I think a fight with Manny Pacquiao would be a fight for the ages. I think that would be one of the most action-packed and historic fights to be seen. And I really would love to be a part of that. For me, it's not just the money that he commands, but also the attention and the excitement that he commands as well. And I'm right there on that level, and I want that. And then beyond him, Terrence Crawford. Y'all ain't seen me in the ring with Terrence. You know, I think that's a great fight to be had.
I like it. Hey, Shawn, that's perfect, bro. I agree 100%. I think that you can. Yeah, I know what you can do. I ain't even gonna tell you what. I know what you can do. You can be whoever you want to be, Shawn. It's all up to you, baby. You know that. But yeah, that would be a great fight for Terrence Crawford to get in there with you and really test his willpower. You know, to see where he's at because he hasn't really respect to Terrence. We all know he's one of the best fighters in the world. I'm gonna always say that he's one of the best guys to ever do it.
Yeah.
But the facts are the facts, and the thing is he hasn't fought a Shawn Porter yet. You know, he got to fight. Give me a Shawn Porter. Let me see.
And coming from Shawn Porter, I know that for me, it doesn't take him fighting someone like me, for me, it's not about him fighting Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence Jr., Shawn Porter. I think what he's done is who he is, and he would do that or something like it no matter who he's in the ring with. Obviously, me being a competitor and going against him, the respect goes out of the window, and what do I need to do to kick your ass comes in the door. You know what I mean? So, but until that point happens, I'm going to always respect him beyond our friendship and respect him as a fighter. Man, I guarantee you, Terrence Crawford is easily one of the top 5 most athletic fighters in the world.
Gotcha. I got you. No, I've heard that. So I concur 100% with you. I agree. Shout out to Terrence Crawford. Major shout out to Terrence Crawford. You're doing your job. It's just the circumstances, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's tight, man. I like that, Shawn. So look, Shawn, let me get what so you know, we know you're well, I mean you said a little bit, but we got a huge fight coming up this weekend. The real fight is coming up this weekend, real boxing.
Yeah.
Danny Garcia versus Earl Spence Jr. in Dallas at the Cowboy Stadium on pay-per-view. Everybody order it. So you said, do you want to give some people a little bit of your thoughts, or you want to just wait until later on in the week or something?
I'll give you a little bit. I mean, you my guy. Why wouldn't I do that? So here's my thing with the first round. My thing with the first round is we're gonna see exactly who both fighters are.
Right.
In the first round, we're gonna see how much Danny Garcia wants to fight, how much he wants to win, what he's willing to do. It's for me. I don't think that it takes anybody a number of rounds to get going and fight. For me, it's a matter of, are you willing to do what it takes to win the fight?
Right.
I think Danny is going to show that to us in the first round. And then on the other side, with everything that Errol's been through, we're going to see who Errol Spence is. I think I have questions, and I think a lot of people in the world have questions, and I think it's for good reason. I think a lot of us saw exactly what he went through, and it's hard to ignore. He, as the fighter, will have to ignore it. And I will tell you right now, if I went through something like that and I continued to fight, I would ignore everything that happened. I pretend like it never happened, and I keep pushing and keep moving forward as if it never happened. But the thing that we say in boxing is the ring will always tell on you. And so the ring is going to tell us exactly who Earl Spence Jr. is now. My fingers are crossed that he is who he's been. he deserves to be who he's been, and
Yeah.
and who he's been. I think he's what, 28.
Yeah, he's getting up there now.
Like 28, 29. I mean, you got so much more to do in this sport, and it would be a shame for you not to be able to do it because of an accident like that, you know. So I'm hoping we see the greatest of both men on Saturday night. If we see,
I know you.
yeah, go ahead.
Who? No, I know you're excited. I know you're excited. We all excited, bro. Right?
I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. I just think this is gonna be a really good fight. I think a lot of people have counted out Danny, and I think that from what I've seen and heard from his camp, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good to see he and his dad are moving accordingly, you know, on one accord, as we say, which is basically when you go in the ring, there's only one. There's only you and your opponent. However, if you tight like that with your corner, that corner is right there in the ring with you fighting. You know, a lot of people have seen my dad outside of the ring when I'm fighting, and you see him moving and stuff like this.
It's here.
It's that real for both of us, you know. So my understanding is it's become that real for the Garcia family, and I love that.
Yeah. No, that's perfectly put, Shawn. And like a lot of people don't know, but just in case they don't know, you are really a genuine, solid, sincere dude. And same with Danny. And just so you know, too, I'm telling on Danny. Danny, don't get mad at me, but Danny has a lot of respect for you, bro.
I heard through the grapevine, man, and I'm not even joking. Like when I heard that, it stopped me. Like I was doing an interview and I was pacing while I was talking, and the guy says, you know, Danny has a lot of respect for you, and I stopped walking, and I was like, damn, that's what's up. And don't get it twisted. I didn't feel like it took me beating him for him to get my respect. I didn't take it. I didn't take it for us getting in the ring for him to for him to have respect for me. I think he genuinely appreciates who I am and what I do. And like I dig that, because that's who I am. Like I'm gonna always show respect no matter what. And so to find out that somebody else was doing the same thing, like that stopped me in my tracks. I was like, damn, all right, cool. We got another one out there that ain't afraid to, you know, it ain't always gonna put on the front just because we fight. You know what I mean? After the end of the day, we all got 2 lives to live. We all got families, and we all got things we need to do that go far and beyond this sport. And so I appreciate hearing that.
I agree 100%, bro. We got about 5 minutes, but we're going to get all this in. So, Shawn, now I need to know, and the people need to know, if you can for us, your top 5 boxers of all time.
All time. Top 5 all time.
Take your time.
Muhammad Ali, in no particular order. No order. Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones Jr., Mike Tyson, and Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Okay, that's
out
tight.
Of all those, Marvin and Roy are my 2 favorites.
Okay, that's tight, bro. That's tight. There you go. And bro,
hey, I'm telling you right, man, yo, that's a hard list right there. Anybody that dispute that list, come see me. That's a hard list to dispute.
That's a tight list. I'm with you. 100%. That's tight. Those are my top 5, but I cannot disagree at all. That's a great top 5, bro.
Yeah.
Shawn, so briefly, karaoke. Is this true that you're like a karaoke guy? Is this true?
I love it, man. I love it. Yeah. We did it. I'm gonna have to shoot you some videos. We did karaoke at my house for my birthday.
You have it there, okay.
So, yeah. So no, I had my DJ come through with the karaoke machine. So we still did the social distancing and all that, but on my birthday we did in the backyard of my house, we did a hibachi night. I had hibachi guys come do the hibachi and all that. And then after that, we broke out the karaoke machine, man. My dad and I and my brother, we did No Diggity, No Doubt. That's like our family song right there.
Yeah. That's Blackstreet, right?
Yes,
or is that Blackstreet?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Teddy Riley, he looked out. But all right, Shawn. So let me ask you, as a father now, because you are a father, shout out to you, shout out to wifey and everybody. Do you appreciate your father more now, or is it the same?
No, I appreciate my dad the same.
Okay.
But what I do appreciate now is that my dad takes more time, takes his time when he comes over. There was a point in time when yeah, go ahead.
No. I'm not now. Not him, how he deals with your grandson. I'm saying now that you're a father.
I know. No,
okay.
because we're I think my dad and I, we're two different people. I think our fathering are different. Our styles of parenting are different, so to speak. But what I do appreciate now is my dad as a grandfather. There was a point in time where my dad really wouldn't come over and spend as much time as I wanted him to. He came over for Thanksgiving. I only invited him and I invited my sister. And he said, I don't think I'm gonna come. And I was like, yeah, whatever, you gonna come. So I knew he would come over, but he stayed for like 4 or 5 hours. Where I thought he was just gonna stay for an hour. That's KP, and he leave, and we good with that. But he stayed, and we was on the couch chilling. When he left, I was like, that's my dude right there. He came and he stayed for a minute, you know. So that's what I appreciate. My dad is a great grandfather.
That's tight. No, that's tight. Shout out to Kenny Porter, man. Shout out to Kenny Porter. Hey, so Shawn, we almost there. I usually ask a trivia question, but I'm gonna stall you out. I'm gonna stall you out this time. A music trivia question. I'm gonna stall you out, and we're gonna get straight to Well, before we go, give me within about 45 seconds, if you can, any recommendations? Like, what kind of mindset would you say it takes to have to achieve great things like you've achieved, bro, for the young guys out there?
Number one, so my thing when I tell people is hard work plus dedication plus faith equals success. You can't do it without those. You gotta work hard, whatever it is. You gotta stay dedicated to it. Don't quit. And as long as you have faith in God, faith in yourself, you'll make it happen. And my other part of that equation is also focus. The focus, but the focus for me, a lot of people think it's just a word. Like when you've been sitting in a room long enough to really and really come to and be like, dang, that was focus. You know what I mean? So it's just you gotta like hold on to something in your mind and make it the only thing that matters. And when you're doing that, that's when you got real focus. That's real.
And that's when you can accomplish things that you have accomplished, bro. So look, now let's get to the fun part briefly, real quick, before they get us out of here, Shawn. I'm gonna go first and say the best for last here. One of my favorite songs, we like to do our songs at the end. One of my favorite songs is by a young man named Frankie Beverly and his group Maze. And we all heard it. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all this one. This gives me good vibes, always good energy, because you got, like, I remember I hit my first home run ever, Shawn, briefly too, if I got time. I hit a home run over, grand slam, bro, my first home run ever. And then the next day we had a game as well. And they put me in the outfield for the first time. And it was a tough day, bro. I missed a lot of balls, I made some errors. It was different. Yeah. And Johnny Swinson's father came up to me and said, fame is fleeting. So just stay focused, like he said, just stay focused. Yeah. And I put that second game in my past, and I ended up having a solid career, a solid season, Yeah. So this right here would be one of my favorites because it's like joy and pain, bro. You're gonna get the joy and you get the pain too, but just appreciate it all.
Breathe through it all. That's right.
If we can. Let me see. Where's he at?
Music ain't like this no more, man. How you and it lasts forever, so you know it. Certainly the things you see.
Shawn, y'all heard that earlier. So give me a little bit of. Can you give us something briefly, about a minute?
So I told you, I got you. So I told you, I was like, man, I might sing me some Bobby Brown tonight, but instead of singing, I'm gonna go with the whole crew, New Edition. If It Isn't Love, that's when I'm guaranteed to sing that in karaoke.
This is my favorite group. I've sang it already in karaoke, bro. But go ahead, King. Go ahead.
I don't love her. I try to tell myself, but you can see it in my eyes. So don't deny. I can't fool no one else. The truth is in the tears I cry. So baby, why do I feel this way? Why does she stay on my mind? And if it is enough, why does it hurt so bad? Make me feel so sad inside.
I
It
told her I never
is.
fall in love, but now I know better.
Showtime,
That's my
Showtime,
jam right there.
Showtime, Shawn Porter. That's my favorite group of all time. People can say what they want to say, but that's my favorite group of all time. So
Yeah.
great pick, great selection. Thank you for coming out and joining us and giving some good insight and intellect on good people doing good things in the good world. Nothing but peace, love, and respect sent to you and yours and everyone out there, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Whenever you want to redo, repeat, let me know.
My brother. All right, love you, bro.
All the
Peace.
time.
All right, one.